Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. Sorry I'm a minute or so late. To those of you who are watching live, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Festivus. Thank you so much for joining me again tonight. For those of you who are watching on the replay, 2018 is the perfect time to start joining us every Wednesday right here, excuse me, at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I am Lou Mangello. You are my friend. And of course, I don't start coughing until the show starts. Thank you guys again for joining me. I am super excited to be here, so much so that I actually wore a collared shirt for our sort of end of the year recap. I already see a lot of people who are live in the box, as it were. And if you are a new viewer, we have been calling it sort of the box for, I guess, 10 years or so now. Once I started broadcasting back in 2007, I used to walk around my laptop and people said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm talking to these people who are sort of in this little box," and the name stuck, and there you go. So tonight is also a night I'm going to ask for a little bit of patience. I'm trying something a little bit new tonight. I'm trying a new piece of software that will let me do a couple of different things, hopefully enhance what we are doing here. So, for example, I can pick some comments that show up on the bottom, and I can I can share those and then figure out how to get rid of those. Excuse me. As see, for example, Father Christopher's here. He is excited to be talking Disney. It helps as he plans his trip in March. That is not soon enough, Padre. We have to get you out here, down here, over here. We have to get you here faster than that. But to all of you who are joining us, me tonight, thank you so much. I see a lot of people like Jennifer Tyson from the WDW Radio running team. The countdown is on, kids. Marathon weekend is right around the corner. God help us and save us. But I am looking forward to it as well. Not so much the getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning, but the friendship, maybe even the sweaty hugs, the McDonald's with Becky Menken at 7 o'clock in the morning, and everything else that comes along with it. If you are watching live, if you are so inclined, I would love for you to share this out with your friends. I have to put my big goggles back on because I can't read the comments as they are going by. Excuse me, so fast. But Angie is excited excuse me, for the January meet of the month. Sorry, which is going to be during Marathon weekend. It's going to be Saturday, January 6th at 2 o'clock, from about 2 o'clock to about 3:30 at the Tomorrowland Terrace Noodle Station, whatever they call it now. You don't have to be part of the running team. You don't have to be on the cheering team. You don't have to be part of any team. You can come by yourself. You can bring the whole family. It is family friendly, obviously completely free, and would love to see you as well. To those of you who wish me Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, same to you as well. Amanda Bonner just got back to a cold New York City. The only thing about that sentence that I like is that you're in New York and they've got really good pizza and bagels. And we had a big discussion the other day about Knish, as it were. But again, thanks to all of you, who are in here with me tonight. Again, I'm going to be playing around with a few different things. I also want you to start thinking about the past year, not just the past year WW Radio, but sort of the past year in Disney. And Disney obviously encompasses Marvel and Pixar and Star Wars and everything else like that. I want to have some questions that I'm going to have for you guys. I want to sort of get your opinions as you look back at 2017 and maybe even 2017 from a WDW Radio perspective. I hadn't thought about it until right now, but there's a lot of things that happened along the way in 2017 as well. Beatrice Feeney, Brad Meltzer, Pamela Bart, nice to see you guys as well. Love seeing so many people in the box and the thumbs and the hearts and everything else. Dylan Ironheart, I don't know if that's your real name, but if it is, that's the coolest name ever. Your family shipped Chicago pizza into you in Seattle. That is a family that you definitely want to hang on to as long as you can. So Mike Osmond, 3 weeks until Disney, staying at the Grand Floridian for the first time. So nice. Martin Shergold from Those United Kingdom. It is good to see you, my friend, and I hope you are doing well. Michael McNamara, part of our cheer squad. I am actually looking forward. I mean, I'm always looking forward to seeing you, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing you and the bus on Main Street, USA. For those of you who are part of the running team or the cheer team, I posted an itinerary today in our Facebook group. And if you're not part of the team, I'm going to take my glasses off for effect. You need to. I don't care if you've never run before. You're a walker, a jogger, a wogger, a wheelchairer, whatever, a wheelchair pusher, or you just want to come out with us and cheer. I would love to have you be part of the team. George Huang is part of the team. Hopefully I'm going to see you again this year. Please be gentle with the sweaty. Martin Shergold, I love you for so many reasons, not the least of which is that you send me delicious treats from the United Kingdom. I love the mince pies. My kid's a little more afraid to try them, which is fine because it left more for me. But I think I've eaten about 92% of everything that is in the was in the box. Iggy Torres is spending New Year's Eve at Bay Lake Towers. I think I'm going to be spending New Year's Eve probably right here. I'm not a big New Year's guy. Never have been. I've been seeing pictures of some of the crowds at Walt Disney World. I have no desire for that. Randy K. Jordan from beautiful downtown Houston. It is nice to see you. Colin Kendall says I've got the Clark Kent look tonight. No, I just can't with the new thing that I'm trying out. I can't read the comments, so I need to put my big goggles on. Amanda Slade, there will as long as one person shows up, I will continue to do meets of the month every single month in Walt Disney World. I do not know exactly when that meet of the month will be as yet, so please stay tuned for it. The meet of the month for Marathon Weekend, let me see if I can quickly add this. Oh, there you go. Meet of the month for Marathon Weekend, you see, is going to be, I'm going to get this right one of these days, Saturday, January 6th. So hopefully you guys will meet us there. Are mince pies only a UK thing? I believe so. I have never seen or heard of them before, but they were delicious. I don't know what was inside. I really don't want to ask, but it was wonderful. So John Jones, it's cold in southern Mississippi and the New Orleans area. It's cool here tonight, but I dig it. I dig the fact that it's cool. So Katie McNamara and her dad are here. I love that. I love the fact that kids and parents, although she's not really a kid, can watch together. That's why we keep the potty mouth to not even a minimum. There's just none of it going on here. Amanda Catherine LaCicero, whose name I will never get wrong again. It's good to see you. Judy Pavarini finally is going to be at a meet of the month. She's been trying for probably years, and she's finally going to make it. So I am looking forward to seeing you there, getting a hopefully not so sweaty hug, because the sweaty hugs only come during the race. If you are running in the 5K, 10K, half or full, or if you're truly, absolutely dopey, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to see who is going to be running. Is it next week? Yeah, it's like in a week and a half. John Jones, I ordered Cajun Kringle. Yes, but I only ordered one so far. I'm pacing myself. I think I'm going to have another one to kick off 2018, and then I've got to try and get in some semblance of shape. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but I will give it a shot. Yeah, there's no way I can see that. Laurel says, I grew up eating mincemeat pies in southern Ohio, so maybe it's not necessarily a UK kind of thing. So Judy Pavarini doesn't sweat, she glistens. Excuse me. I recall seeing Table Talk. I don't know what Table Talk is or mincemeat. I didn't know what mincemeat pies were. Just the half, says Katie McNamara. There's no such thing. Don't say just. I really dislike when people say, I'm just doing the half. I only have 50 listeners. Man, you need to be proud of what you are doing. Don't let those dopey people intimidate you. The half is quite an accomplishment. I've done one. I will never say never. I will never do one again. But it is still an incredible accomplishment. Stan Solo, it's good to see you, my friend. Congratulations. I love all the cool things you were sharing that I think you said your daughter made you for Christmas. Kelly Linsenbigler says it's 10 degrees in Buffalo. There's nothing about that statement that I like. Judy Richards says mincemeat pies have apples, raisins, currants, lots of sugar, and meat. From Maine, it's venison. So it's got fruit. It's got protein. What I'm getting from you, Judy, is that it's healthy. And that's just the way I'm going to – listen, I bought taco-flavored Doritos tonight because I was stressed out when I went to Publix. And I can easily justify why taco flavored Doritos um, are a health food. So, was the Mangelo's Christmas grand? It was. Thank you very much. It was. Fortunately, because I come from an Italian family, when you have a quiet Christmas, that's a good thing. The fighting to fun ratio was really at about 90-10, at 10-90. You know what I mean? We actually had a lot of fun. We were playing things like Jackbox, and some members of my family had never done the oven mitt thing, so I really went to town this year. I probably had about 8 boxes inside of boxes wrapped up really well with packing tape and wrapping paper and all kinds of stuff, and we had a really fun time doing the oven mitt challenge. And I gave away a gift. What did I do? $50 Visa gift card. So I was hoping that I would have won it, but that would have been weird. So. Katie Marathon says, I never thought I'd run a half marathon, let alone you've done 15 plus half marathons? God bless you, woman. Amanda Slade, you are a Publix employee. I will tell you, and I take the glasses off for effect because it's true. Publix for me is like an amusement park, because it's like an amusement park with a little bit of Disney, because I love the food. The bakery is awesome, and the service and the staff is exceptional, like Disney quality. Everybody's so nice. If everybody in the world was as nice as the people at Publix, the world would be a much better place. So, Matthew Jenkins finally convinced my parents to fly me down to run a full marathon. It only took 3 years of asking. I love the fact that your parents, you convinced them for 3 years of asking to take you to Disney World. The fact that it was for running, not as much as if you're like, hey, I really need to go to the boathouse, and they took you there for that. Mariana Felice, it is so nice to see you. It's been ages since I see you. Merry Christmas. I hope you kids. They're not kids anymore, but I hope the kids are doing well. What was in the boxes? That WDW pop socket? No, I wouldn't have done that to my family. Okay, so the oven mitt challenge, if you've never seen it before, is one person from your family, this guy, takes a gift, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It could be something. It could be a gift card. It could be an actual gift. It could be a gag. And you wrap it in one box and then another box and then wrapping paper. And then, so it's almost like a Russian nesting doll of boxes. And you wrap it up really good. A lot of tape and string or however it is that you want to wrap it, wrapping paper on it. And you gather your family or friends, whatever, around the kitchen table. And this is the way and I've been doing it now for, I think this is the fourth year I've done it. You get 2 big oven mitts. You get a die. I get a pair of dice. And I also do a Santa hat. And the first person that goes puts on the Santa hat, puts on the oven mitts, and starts trying to open up the boxes. So I got to wrap it well. Open up the boxes using just their hand and the oven mitts. The person to their left is rolling the die continually, trying to get doubles. As soon as they get doubles, they pull the hat off their head, they take the oven mitts off them, pass the box down, and then they go. And you go around the table. It's really fun. I'd show you the video, but it's my family. So you go around the table until one person gets through however many layers you have in that box to whatever that prize is. It is super fun. My mother played, my kids played, like everybody played, and it was an absolute it was like really, really fun. If you've never done it before, it's really, really cool. So, sort of like a candy ball. I've never heard of a candy ball, but maybe it's the same kind of thing. Amanda Catherine Cicero, she has played that game. It's now, and it's funny because when there's people at my house who have never seen it before, they're like, what are we doing again? But they loved it. Becky Menken from MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Wait, let me see if I can find the. Oh, I have so many multiple Mouse Fan Travel logos. Look at this. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here for the final. Of course, she's late again because that's Becky. She needs the royal entrance, obviously. For the final show of 2017, not the final show ever. We did the oven mitt challenge at a work party. Didn't go well, considering the first person at the table got it open in 5 minutes. Well, hopefully. So the problem with that is that whoever did the wrapping needs to wrap more. I think like I said, I think I had 8 layers of boxes, and inside some of the boxes there was lots of tissue paper, and some of it was wrapped pretty tightly. I just took a bunch of Amazon boxes because that's where I did all my Christmas shopping this year, and we had a blast. So we had a blast. So, Saran wrap Katie McNamara is another thing you can do too. You could also get, I mean, ours probably lasted a good 10, 15 minutes of going around, and we had 4, 6, 8, we had like 9 people around the table doing it. So, can you walk from Wilderness Lodge to the Transportation and Ticket Center? You can, but it's not recommended because you'll be walking. Actually, I'm going to say no because you would really have to walk on roads. There's no sidewalks there. I mean, I guess you could do it. It's probably not recommended. So, Colin, this is not OBS. This is something new that I am trying. So, I've seen the same thing. The boxes you wrap it in Saran wrap. So I think if you do both, I do boxes. I did tissue paper. I did like packing tape. Duct tape you can use duct tape too. It could be a little tougher. So Christina says, I would not recommend that walk. I would not either. And from a legal perspective, do not make that walk because there are no sidewalks. So, let's see. Have I been to Mickey and Minnie's Bounce House? Oh, yes. So Andrew Tan, you were asking about the Mickey and Minnie because that's their name. They've actually changed their names to Mickey and Minnie. I did see their house in winter. I actually took my family a couple of days ago. We saw it during the day. I wanted to go back and see it at night. It's they probably have 30 to 40 different inflatable out on their lawn. They love themselves some Disney and clearly love the season as well. If you go at night, they turn all the lights on. They broadcast on 99.9 and play some music as well. Colin, it's a nice. I will tell you, if you get together with family, it is something you can do it without even telling them ahead of time. You just wrap the gift, and it doesn't have to be a gift card. It could be anything. It could be a WDW Radio pop socket. But it's a lot of fun, and it's a neat surprise for the family. So, Sarah Lindsay King, who I've not seen in ages, got a trip to Disney World for Christmas. That is awesome. I haven't seen you guys in ages, and that is a wonderful present, especially if you're not expecting it. So I want to know from you. This is a question I asked actually in my mastermind group last night, because sometimes we talk about things that are not necessarily business related. I want to know, what was the best present you gave or received this holiday season? Whatever it is that you celebrate, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, Festivus. What was the best present you gave or the best present you received this year? Let's see. Who was the Funko Pop next to the little orange bird? So we have Figment, Orange Bird, Miss Toad, and I think that's the limited edition Jolly Roger. But all my other ones are up there. So most of these are Spider-Man ones. There's actually there's a few more. I got a few more Funko Pops this Christmas. I got Tron, I got Sark, I got Sonny Corleone, because you need a Godfather Funko Pop, obviously. Let's see. Iggy Torres, there are such a thing as WRO Pop Sockets. I will give you one when I see you after the first of the year at the very beautiful new Dunkin' Donuts. Mark says, I know. Let's see. I got a freeze sleeve. I don't know what that is. Mary Wall, it's nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. You gave your husband a camera battery. You got a Cricut maker. That's a hot thing this year. I see a lot of the Cricut makers going around this year. Let's see. Let me keep going down here. The money you got your mom went to replacing a flat tire. That stinks. Sorry. All I got this year was food. That's a pretty good Christmas, if you ask me. IMHO. Getting food for Christmas is not the worst. Erin got a Celebrations magazine subscription. Gave first time buying almost to born. Oh, nephew's gift. The best present I gave was an ABD trip to my mom to brighten up a hard year. Best gift I received: books. I like it. Gave Dad a blanket with the pics of the grandkids. That's the kind of stuff that matters the most. I just got DVC Platinum Plus annual passes. Look at that for December 18 trips. That's a nice present for yourself. It's for Recover. You arm wrestle. Wow, I've never met an arm wrestler before. Orange Bird shirt, DVD vinyl, DCL vinyl edition of a ship that I don't have, a Switch. Oh, played a lot of Mario Kart, says Jill McCann. Kenny Rogers six pack, original movie photos. You gave donation to the Kidney Foundation. I love that. Heart Association, pancreatic. Okay. Favorite gift was about a half-hour rest on the hub grass, looking at the castle and talking with TJ on Christmas Day. It's the simple things that mean a lot. Julie Steiner, see you. I had a random person enter. Wait, I had a random person enter my home. They came to the wrong house. That's awesome. Hopefully, it wasn't like weird and creepy. Let's see. Best gift was when Lou showed the whiteboard tonight. Hint, hint. Oh, the one that Becky missed. I did actually. I was close, but Linda Lammers, yours was an early gift. Your grandson Andy, congratulations to you and your family. It's the gift that keeps on giving in many ways all year long. Les, best Christmas gift was a bee in evidence. Joshua Garcia, good stuff, brother. I dig it. Deadpool Blu-ray, Deadpool Funko Pop, and a bunch of Tom Hiddleston films with your favorite actor from General Hospital. They love their Tom. I mean, guys, I like Tom Hiddleston too, but Ray Castro, I did see that Disneyland lost power. John Hand, I saw your beautiful framed hand-drawn print of Walt Disney from your daughter. That is listen, I got handmade stuff from my kids as well. Even the note that my daughter gave me with the Spider-Man. Oops, where is he? The Spider-Man there that she painted is awesome. Those are the things that mean more than anything that I think that you can buy in a store. They also brought their dog into your house. It's awesome. Tim Ewers, it's good to see you as well. Best present was your daughter, Heather D. Richards, made a photo book of her Disney pics illustrating our Disney Goodnight game. Love to the backside of water, or love big heat under the mat. My husband agreeing to plan out a trip to Walt Disney World in December 2018. See, that's nice because you can start planning. You think about it. You order the DVD. You start figuring out. Well, you start figuring out where you want to eat now anyway. So, is there a chance of a momentum event in the spring? Colin, there are momentum plans in the works. I will hopefully have an announcement about momentum hopefully before the end of January. So stay tuned. There's going to be a little something. There'll be a little add-on to momentum this year. So an early gift is your first granddaughter, Paige Herman. Congratulations. Star Wars phone crate. DVC at Copper Creek. Holly Tippett Hodgkin. That is a nice gift. And if you guys have a tough time finishing anything at the oh my God, I just drew a blank. What's the name of the place outside? Oh my gosh. You can tell I haven't eaten dinner tonight. Marissa Jampa got a ukulele with a Disney songbook. I love ukulele music. And it makes me think that we need to go back to Elani and Becky Menken. My Star Wars art from my daughter is always my favorite gift. I had a special friend show up at the hospital last night. Nicely framed honorary citizen of Disneyland. See, that's nice. It's a nice little surprise, a nice little treat too. So Melanie Jones cannot wait for next momentum. I can as well. There's momentum plans for 2018 started about a week after momentum 2017 finished. There's been stuff happening behind the scenes, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. Geyser Point, Lori Wagner, thanks so much. And now I'm starving for Geyser Point. I'm starving for anything. I would kill for some sushi or Chinese food right now, or buñuelo, or tamales. I've been craving tamales ever since I've seen Coco. When am I going to have a meet of the month in February? Sarah Lindsay King. I'm starting to travel in February, but let me take a quick look for you and see what February looks like. It will probably be, actually, it's probably going to be the 10th. It's probably going to be the 10th, so stay tuned. I'll try and get that scheduled as quickly as possible. So, let's see here. After visiting Alani, you always say ukulele, correct? Christopher Nemec, have a family trip to Walt Disney World for a week over Memorial Day. Alani or the other, well, obviously the other place first, but it doesn't mean we can't think about Alani at all. I actually added, I so we as Italians, we do a thing called the Feast of the Seven Fishes. We don't eat meat on Christmas Eve until after midnight, and there's 7 different courses of seafood. I added like 7A. Maybe the 8th fish to the meal because I brought in a plate of sushi, a tray, a single size serving portion, a kid's meal of sushi for me. And I think it's a nice new part. That's my addition to the Christmas tradition. Addition to the tradition? That rhymes. We gave a fan, let's see. When is your October 2018 trip? The October 2018 trip is going to be, I want to say 18th to the 25th. Let's see. But I might be getting that confused with something else. I am. It's more like the 13th to the 20th, so don't quote me on that. The Geyser Point crab cake sandwich is awesome. Am I trying to avoid Princess Weekend so I can avoid getting dressed up? Princess again, I did not. Did I ever? I don't think I ever dressed like a princess. I mean, there's my Saturday nights, but that's about it. So I did not get the sushi from California Grill. I got it from that night I got it from Publix because the sushi guy was right there. He was lonely. He was making it fresh, and I felt bad. So was eel one of the fishes? Eel was one of the fishes in my sushi, but it was not one of the fishes in the other fishes. My favorite fish to have is we do a nice linguine and white clams. Oh, that's good stuff. Nikki Keller cannot wait for that ABD. I'm super excited. I've done it before. I loved it, which is why we're doing it again. And we make sure we go to Pink's Hot Dogs at like really late at night. You have to do it at 10 o'clock at night. We have to do Pink's and we have to do the Tam. So, because obviously the only thing I do is ever think about food. So, Ricky DJ Technoid Reed, Merry Christmas, my friend, and Happy New Year. Well, I'm having some fun with this software. It seems to be working well so far. There's a couple things I can do here that I can't on the other one, and vice versa. But I seem to be digging it for the time being. I think I just saw that Frank Kaz just hopped in. Frank Kaz, good to see you, man. It has been way too long. I hope you and your family are doing well. You're back in the States? Are you? I don't know. Shoot me a message. Martin says, I hope to see you in October 20th. Owe you a Boathouse evening. Listen, I'm always down for an evening at Boathouse, especially when it's with friends like Martin. You've treated me to so many snacks from the UK. I have to treat you to some Boathouse. So, Linda Lammers, have a good night and Happy New Year as well. Do I have a new logo for the Dream Team? So, Jim, I because of the holidays and the chaos of Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'm going to start the Dream Team logo contest right after the first of the year. Give people time to catch up just a little bit. A couple people are saying that the audio is skipping. Alejandro Valencia Serpro, hola, from Mexico. Alejandro, what part of Mexico are you from? I have multiple questions for you. What part of Mexico are you from? Did you see Coco and you like it? And do you also do homemade tamales on Christmas Eve, which I understand is a Mexican tradition? Because my friend made some and she made me hungry. So, John Han asked me the craziest question. I saw a few pictures of the Magic Kingdom from Christmas Day. It looked crazy. John Han, look at me. Do I look like? I mean, don't answer this. I am not a crazy person. I am not a crazy person. I avoid parks like the bubonic plague between. Really, sometimes even starting after Thanksgiving, but really around Christmas and after New Year's, I'm out. I am out. So, a couple of people are saying you're getting some skipping. So we will find out. I will find out what's happening with the skipping. Let's see if we can. Let me try and do this here. Audio skipping about every 20 seconds or so. Skipping here too. It does seem to skip a little bit. All right. I will look into it. Stansel, there definitely seems to be no issue in terms of lag. It's tradition we make tamales the weekend before Christmas and eat them on Christmas Eve. I don't think I ever wanted to be Mexican as much as I wanted to be right this very minute. because I love me some tamales and everything else. It's short skips. It could be on my end. God only knows what kind of stuff they're doing, streaming or whatever downstairs. So I will find out. I will find out. It's good to know. Let me do this too. Let me kill this here. Let me see if I can do a couple things to get rid of that. Doug, good to see you as well. Nikki Keller, listen, Nikki is a relatively new retransplant, so I understand the desire to go. Sometimes you have family here, so you have no other choice but to go during the holiday. But I really, really, really try and avoid that if and when I can. So what I do want to do is I'm trying to catch up here on people are saying no skipping here. Okay. Yeah, Gail, I'm sorry that I missed you. What I really did want to do, though, is I wanted to, as I'm getting ready to wrap up sort of the WDW radio year and look back on 2017, I want to do a sort of a 2017 year in review with you guys. I want to hear from you guys in terms of some of your thoughts about 2017. And I'll give you some different specific topics that I want you to sort of weigh in on. So I'll sort of start sort of big umbrella first. What do you think was the biggest Disney-related event of 2017? When I say event, I don't necessarily mean a physical in-person event like D23 in terms of scale and scope, but what do you think the biggest Disney event or announcement or reveal that happened in 2017 was? Melanie Jones says the best year ever. That's because you haven't had 2018. I think 2018 is going to be even better for you, Melanie Jones. This is my Christmas candle, Ray Kastner, by the way. Amanda Catherine Cicero says the opening of, a lot of people are saying, Rachel is also saying the opening of Pandora. Whoops. For a lot of people, and obviously with, you can see with the crowds continuing to be what they are. 20th Century Fox, listening from the UK. Let me catch up. Flight of Disney buying Fox. The WW Radio Disneyland Scavenger Hunt. Amy Peterson, I love it. Amber Bramble says Flight of Passage. Nikki Keller says Fox. A lot of people talking about Fox and Pandora for a lot of people. Heather says, for me, it was how Disney handled the hurricane. Fox Tron Coaster, says Shanna. Pandora is not worth the wait for 2017. If you've never done it before, don't be so sure. Because I am local and I would probably still wait 90 minutes for it. So, Judy Pavarini, hashtag all the announcements. Disney buying Fox, Galaxy's Edge for Erica Glakowski. You know, and that's why I asked the question, because I think in terms of monumental, long-term, overarching things, the Disney purchase of the Fox assets is clearly the biggest event that happened. But I think for a lot of people, Star Wars fans and the attractions fans, the announcements themselves of what and the reveal of what's been coming or what's going to be coming is a bigger deal. Roberta, will there be a scavenger hunt in 2018? Probably. It is something I'm working on. Becky Mankin says, third new ship announcement, because she knows we're going to have to do a WWE cruise on the third ship as soon as it comes out. And the 1, 2, 3. How many are 1, 2? The fifth ship, the sixth ship, and the seventh ship as soon as they come out. John Hand, you win because you say Momentum Workshop. I love that. Thank you. And John Hand, I agree to you. You're going to have a big year as well. Shanna is excited for the changes coming to Epcot also. I have been saying this. I'm taking the glasses off again. Mark my words. In 2018, you are going to get additional announcements about Epcot. I will even go so far as to say that the biggest announcement about what is coming to Epcot has not been made as yet. because I think it's going to be bigger than Guardians of the Galaxy replacing Universe of Energy. It's going to be bigger than the Space Restaurant. It's going to be bigger than Ratatouille. More to come. David Coviello says the Tuna Towers at the Boathouse is the biggest announcement. It's my favorite announcement. John Jones says the Tron coaster coming and Galaxy's Edge. A lot of people excited for the changes coming to Epcot. Bonita, nice to see you as well. Closing of the Great Movie Ride and the Universe of Energy. Sad emoji, says Andrew Tan. Again, there were things and people that we lost in 2017 as well. Maybe that's a good transition. What do you think is the biggest loss? And that transition could be an attraction. It could be a person. It could be anything else. What do you think is the biggest loss, if there were any? This was a year of announcements and acquisitions, some big, some small, because Disney did make some additional acquisitions on in some other digital mediums. I think you're going to be seeing some. I think Disney is, based on some of the smaller acquisitions that they made in 2017, they are going to do some additional things in the digital, the mobile space, in the AR. Get ready for Disney AR, because that is something that you are definitely going to see in the next 18 to 24 months. Paul, surprised about the capital expansion plans and purchase of Fox, despite the loss of ESPN and cable subscribers. They are going to, listen, I think that the ESPN portion of the Disney brand is going to go away. It's going to make absolute sense for them to either make a radical change, which they should have done 5 years ago, to ESPN, or to sell it to a company like Fox, which obviously now owns not only domestic sports channels, but international sports channels as well. If not Fox, then somebody else. But I think they're hemorrhaging money. I agree with you. And I think they need to offload it. It is not in their wheel in terms of what they do best. Marty Sklar was a big loss. 2017 was great. Christopher got to take his wife to the boathouse, and I think you won 2017 with that. So everybody obviously sad losing Marty Sklar. Mark Thompson sad about losing Disney Quest. I don't think that I'm sad about losing Disney Quest as much as I am sad about not doing something else with Disney Quest. I think there was a potential for that, not necessarily the building per se. They needed to change the building, but there was I think a better option for an entertainment complex there, other than NBA Jam Zone, whatever they're going to call it. Losing Existentio, says Elizabeth. I thought it said Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Tabor. X passing a great movie ride, because I don't like the new style of Mickey Mouse animation, but I'm still going to ride the attraction when it opens, but not. It's interesting, Erica, about it's hard sometimes to get excited for an attraction until we see it. There were a lot of people, and if you don't believe me, I have screenshots from their Twitter, who, and sort of, when they announced Avatar, was like, oh my, I'm never going to step foot in Animal Kingdom ever again because I hate Avatar and it's going to be stupid. And there they are, day one, like, selfie, here I am, 3 hour wait for Flights of Passage because it's awesome. So, and I'm kidding. Obviously, that's not what you mean. But you need to wait until you see. Look, I have, in my opinion, Disney has earned my trust. So I am excited to see what they're going to do with it. So I think they made Disney Quest a Disney-style Busters. I think, Erica, they could have done even more with that. Look, I just did The Void, that Star Wars VR, AR experience. Bring something like that. You can bring a couple of different things like that into a building like that beyond just having, video games and a dining experience. It could be a family-friendly entertainment venue. Listen, nobody said it. I think Cirque du Soleil is a big deal. I think Cirque du Soleil, I'm kind of a big deal. I mean, Cirque du Soleil is a big deal in terms of becoming a new family-friendly attraction to Disney Springs. Disney Springs is the fifth theme park, man. I've been saying it all year long, and it continues to be true. there are more and more reasons not just to go to Disney Springs, but to stay in Disney Springs. Chris Rose says it was a 5-hour wait for Flight of Passage this morning. I don't think there is anything that I would wait 5 hours for Boathouse? No. Would I wait 5 hours to meet Selma Hayek? No. Would I wait 5 hours to meet the Pope? Maybe. Maybe that's it. That's about it. That's about the only I would wait 5 hours for. Becky prefers her Cirque in Vegas. You can speculate as to why, Becky Mencken. I'm gonna get off that topic quickly. Let's see. Cirque is a big deal. I agree with Saunders. I think and that's going to be the first sort of shot of injection of new life into West Side. I think that the NBA experience is going to be the first foray into what is going to be a grander expansion for that side. That needs a little bit of love. I think it's going to expand out. I think we're going to get a new deck, a parking deck over there as well. Iggy loved the Void as well. Will I wait 5 hours for the opening of Star Wars Land? Yikes. Stephanie Perry Bullock. Why do you know that so well? Frank Kaz waited 5 hours for Pope John Paul II in 2000. Again, that, meeting people is not necessarily a big deal for me. But for the Pope or for Maria Riboli, the Pope and Maria Riboli, probably in that order. Pope first, then Maria Riboli. Listen, I've been waiting to have sushi with Maria Riboli, not for 5 hours, but it's been like 11 months, something like that. I don't normally wait that long. I'm just telling you, so you better get down here ASAP. Jake says, from what I've heard, there's a lot to be excited about the new Mickey and Minnie attraction. It's hard to get it replacing an iconic attraction, which, Jake Bedford, an iconic attraction that for the most part had relatively empty queues other than the busiest times of year, right? So I will analogize this and understand where I'm going with this. I'll analogize Great Movie Ride with Horizons. It's one of those things that after it's closed, everybody's like, oh, come on, man, how can you take Great Movie Ride away? How can you take Horizons away? Because there was no lines for it. You needed to bring something in that was going to be an attractor for people, and especially I think an attractor for younger kids, which is why they're going with that stylized version of Mickey, because that's the Mickey that this generation of kids is growing up with. They're not growing up with 1928 pie-eyed Mickey that doesn't relate to them. So I get it. Father Christopher says, I've been blessed to see John Paul II, Benedict XVI, and Francis on their trips to USA. Oh my God, I want to shake your hand and just get a little bit of like papal mojo. Is that such a thing? Is there papal mojo? I'm going to assume that there is. But I would wait to, and if I could meet the Pope, well, forget it. Then I would wait. And somebody just said, where is it? I'd wait for the Pope, but I'm not even Catholic because he's a good guy. I like this Pope. He's a nice guy. He just seems like he's a good guy. Any idea where the Great Movie Ride props went, Kevin Tolman? You have to believe that Imagineering goes in there first. They sort of get first crack at it. If they don't want anything, if Archives doesn't go in and take anything for the Archives, I think unfortunately what happens is that most of it's destroyed. Some things are difficult to be removed. Some things are sold off. Years ago, Disney actually used to put their own surplus stuff on eBay, and then they got out of the business and then started, selling it to third parties, which I think has ruined it a little bit because they outprice the average buyer. But they also most of them aren't in business anymore because I think the prices were too high. But you can still find some guys that have some pretty cool stuff. I know a guy who has a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea porthole that he still doesn't know what to do with in 2018. If he was more creative and handy, he could figure something out. So a lot of people saying going to the Archives. They turned the cast member costumes from the Great Movie Ride into purses and sold them. I think that's awesome. I think that's really neat to be able to have a piece of Disney ephemera in a very unique kind of way. So, ciao, Maria Riboli. Maria Riboli. You've got to get down here in 2018. You better put that on your resolution list, your goal list, your vision board, your sushi board, Jake the Cat, whatever it is. You need to get down here. We have food to be eating and things to be recording and all that kind of stuff too. So, Kathleen Slovak Musgrave just asked me if the Boathouse is my favorite restaurant in Disney Springs. It's not. It's my favorite restaurant on the planet. God, I love me some Boathouse. I have not had, and I'm knocking on wood because I'm going to ruin it, I have not had a bad meal, a bad service there, like ever. Ever. Chef Bob, this is Body by Chef Bob right here. Maria Riboli, April, you better hit me up ahead of time. So, why do I keep talking to my left? Because I sort of wish that I had a person to talk to. There's nobody there, although somebody actually gave me that Peter Pan silhouette, so it looks like I have somebody to talk to, but I don't. I can talk to the right too, but that's just the window. So, and I keep the blinds closed so my neighbors don't think I'm an absolute crazy person, if they don't already. So, Judy, I have been to Pizza Ponte. I have not eaten there as yet. I was there coincidentally the day that it opened, but I have not eaten there as yet. I spoke to one of the managers there. She talked to me about how they import the flour, how they import the water. So I am going to trust. But I will tell you that I don't, and I told her the same thing. I have not, I will not review a restaurant the day, the week, probably the first month that it opens, because it's not fair. I've been in the restaurant business before. They need time to work out the kinks with the staffing, with the food, with the kitchen, with the flow. To go in and review a restaurant, like when Paddlefish opened on a Saturday and people just blasted it, I'm like, that's the least cool thing you can do to those poor people at Paddlefish. And I have no horse in the race with Paddlefish at all, but you can't do that. You know, it's going to be a mess on opening day. The Edison opening on New Year's Eve, God bless them. I Sivako, man, rise to that challenge because that's going to be tough. But in a couple of weeks after, I will go and I will check it out. So, is Scott Otis in the bushes outside my house? Probably. Maria Riboli, yeah. So I have a Peter Pan silhouette on my door. So I actually had somebody sent it to me, so I have somebody to talk to because I have no studio audience or friends or anything in here. So I just talk. Let's see. Let me catch up. I'm told he's sending you a cardboard cutout of me. I don't need a cardboard cutout of you because I've already got you. If you want me to take the puppet out, I can certainly do that too. I was trying to be nice as we rounded out 2017. All right, quick question again. As long as we're going to look back, we talked about sort of the biggest events, the biggest announcement. What do you think was the biggest movie of 2017? And when I say Disney movie, I mean Disney, Pixar, Lucas, Marvel. What do you think was the biggest movie? Was it Beauty and the Beast, Guardians 2, Last Jedi, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thwip, Coco, Ragnarok? What do you think is the neighbors aren't box people? What's wrong with them? They might be. I don't know. I don't even know. I rarely talk to my neighbor next door. Dave Coviel, if Boathouse were to make a dish and name it after you, this is awesome. Would it be an appetizer, a main entree, a cocktail, or a dessert? It would have to be an appetizer or an entree because I would have a second entree for dessert. So, Kenneth Johnson, hey man, it is good to see you, brother. We will talk offline, but I hope you are doing well. Getting a lot of Beauty and the Beast. Ricky DJ Techno agreed. Why I love you because Spider-Man Homecoming is your fave. Coco, a lot of Coco. Father Christopher loves Coco. Star Wars, Thor, Beauty and the Beast. Last Jedi was the biggest. Coco was the most beautiful. However, Lisa Glassner, if you pay attention to the box office of Last Jedi, the monumental plunge in revenue from the first to the second to the third week. The 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 the, the angle of the plunge of revenue this month is greater than like any other movie like ever, other than like Smokey and the Bandit 3, which I think says a lot. And I think what we're seeing is when it goes from a huge first weekend take and then it starts to dip off because you kind of have to see it twice, and then it plummets so dramatically, and Rotten Tomatoes score goes from a 93 to a 52. It's a very divisive movie. There are two camps in Last Jedi. There are the people that love it and they think it's the best movie since Empire, or best movie even more so than Empire, and those that are literally petitioning that it be removed from canon. So there are two camps, but I think that's why it's. I think that's why the box office take had plummeted so much. Martin Short does Homecoming, not The Restaurant. I agree with you, brother. That was a Spider-Man movie that little Lou Mangello waited 30 years for, and I love Spider-Man Homecoming. Last Jedi in terms of money, but Spider-Man best ones, and Marcus Vowell. It's like picking a favorite child, says Nikki Keller, which you actually have to do. A lot of people loving Beauty and the Beast. I'm not seeing a lot of Ragnarok. I am seeing a lot of Coco going by. Erica likes it. Star Wars or Coco. Beauty and the Beast was a big one too. Ricky loves the chat drop. I do too. I love being able to, so you guys can see some of the comments that I'm seeing. Becky finally saw. I won't do it. I just saw Last Jedi, still trying to wrap my brain around how I felt about it. And that's why I think you need to see it a second time, because there's so much going on that to process, you got to go back and you got to see it again, and then you'll make your determination. I loved it the first time I saw it. I thought about it for a while. I thought about it for a few days, and then I saw it again, and that's how I sort of were able to wrap my head around it. Lisa says, yeah, because everybody saw it immediately. Right? Everyone wants to see it day one for opening weekend that it comes out, and then bang, there's that huge plummet. But normally for a franchise movie like that, that doesn't happen with, I'll even go off reservation, like that doesn't happen with Harry Potter movies. It doesn't happen with the Marvel movies. And I think it's maybe because the Star Wars fans are so passionate about their film, passionate about the canon and about the stories and the characters. That's why. Beauty and the Beast wasn't nearly as good as live-action Cinderella. I must admit, I've seen neither. I own them both on digital, and I've seen neither. I've heard other people say they liked Beauty and the Beast better than they liked Cinderella. I will tell you, though, speaking of BATB, because that's what the kids don't say that. Forget it. If you read the words, hear the words that are coming. Read the words that are coming out of my mouth. Hear the words that are coming out of my mouth. You need to go onto the Disney Dream just to go see the Beauty and the Beast show. I mean, you got to eat while you're there too. It's that good. It is that good. What scent is that candle behind me? It's a little Christmassy apple cinnamon thing. I'll use that for a couple more days, and then I'll move over to something like a vanilla blueberry. Coco was really good, better than I thought. I think Coco was, and the way I continue to describe it is, Coco's a beautiful movie, and I mean it's a beautiful movie in terms of story. It's a beautiful movie, certainly in terms of visuals and the music. I am not Mexican, although I don't play one, and I don't play one on TV. I think it is a beautiful way to represent Mexican culture, tradition, the importance of family, beliefs. I wanted a tamale as soon as I was done. I still do. I need to get to Chewy's like ASAP. So I did not go into Coco with any expectations, and I came out absolutely loving it. So could be, Marcus Vowell says, Coco's amazing. It could be the best Pixar movie, maybe second after The Incredibles. Amanda Bowner's going to be on the Dream next month. You've got to let me know what you think. Let's see. Coco is a beautiful movie visually, story-wise, and in terms of music. Becky Mankin, of course, has not seen Coco yet. Why should she? Becky Mankin, get your priorities in order. Coco first, and then all the other stuff that we got to go over. Come on the Wonder for Mardi Gras. Oh man, that sounds like fun right there. Aaliyah Harvey, I did say Chewies. Becky Mankin really enjoyed Cars 3. I'm just going to let that sit there for a minute. Becky really enjoyed Cars 3. I think that says a lot. But anyway, listen, everybody's entitled to. Cars 3 I thought Cars 3 was a fun movie, not one that I really probably ever I need to see again unless it just happens to be on TV. Coco surprised Laura Radke Garber, and she liked it more than she thought it would. Leah, I did say Chewies, and I'm famished for Chewies. My favorite movie this year was Lady Macbeth. I stalled for a while on Coco because I knew it would take a lot out of me, but it was wonderful. It's a very emotional movie, and I think it'll definitely strike an emotional chord with people depending on their family dynamics. Look, if you didn't cry near the end of Coco, unless you're Becky Mankin, and if you didn't cry at the end of Coco, you weren't paying attention because it was a very moving film, and not that they should move it to Pittsburgh. It was a very, very moving movie. Never saw Coco. A lot of people haven't seen it as yet. Jess Ross says she loved Pirates of the Caribbean. That I have not seen yet. Pirates kind of lost me on Pirates. But I want to go back and see it, but it was not something I felt like I needed to go see. Leah Harvey says, "Oh, I was a mess at the end of Coco. You were not alone. You were not alone." So, what would Peter Pan think of that? Jessica Lynn Mold liked Pirates as well. Let me ask you this. Let's sort of switch gears. I want to go back to the parks for a minute. What do you think was the best addition? Well, I was asking sort of what the best addition to the parks was. I think a lot of people are going to say Flight of Passage. I would almost, maybe I shouldn't sort of just, because I think I should almost maybe ask what the best non-attraction addition to the parks, because I think that things like Satuli Canteen and Tiffin's are huge attractions to huge new additions to Disney's Animal Kingdom. But you can tell I'm just hungry. So Nikki says, I'm glad we went to the theater. I thought about waiting for the Blu-ray, but it was so beautiful. And I think a theater isn't a great place to cry. No, Becky, a theater is a perfect place to cry because nobody can see you. That's why you cry in there. And do what I do. I always sit at the end because I like to be on the end. But if you do start ugly crying, you can sort of like do one of these and nobody will really see you. And then, I just try not to cry into my popcorn. So, Happily Ever After, Elizabeth thinks is one of the best additions. David Coviello, I agree with you on Satuli Canteen. Darlene Nagy from West End of New York. I just missed your comment here. Oh, Angie Anderson, curry pods. Satuli is the best quick service on property. You know what? I will have to do a top 10, and I can't do it with Tim because he doesn't eat anywhere. A top 10 quick service location. I have to do a lot of top 10s food related. Maybe I'll have to recruit some members of the nation and to do some of those. But Satuli is definitely up there in terms of best quick service on property. Kristen Furman Simmons, visual storyteller and social media marketing, says Tiffins is amazing. The lobster popcorn soup is mind-blowing. And you forget that you are inside of a restaurant. Kristen Furman Simmons, we have to do another dining one of these days. The online ordering for quick service through the Disney app, says Dan Omdahl. I agree. I think a lot of people still haven't even necessarily caught up to that technology being available as yet. I have not done it. I have personally not done it. I like to I need to sort of get there. I need to think about it. I need to look at the menu, smell it, and then I sort of dive right in. If they had Boathouse, I could order exactly what I want right now without even having to look at the menu. So, Steve Medina, good to see you as well. Long time ago. I think we have the same top three, says Lisa Glassler. We very well might. That's what I'm going to do. At the beginning of 2018, I'm going to get some nation folks together, and we're going to do the top 10 quick service restaurants. Somebody write that down. Top 10 quick service. I will do that with some nation folks. We will do a top 10 quick service restaurants. We also have to do top 10 places for breakfast, top 10 snacks, top 10 places for dinner, top 10 restaurants in Epcot, top 10 restaurants in the resorts. I have a top 10 dining list that is about 30 long. Lounge review, Becky Mankin. I know you want to do the top 10 lounge reviews. You've been researching diligently for 5 years. Somebody said to make sure. Lori Wagner says I always order in advance. Pongo Olympia, that is a snack. Kenneth Johnson does a lot of the online ordering. He does it often, he said. Cindy Mode Steppen, who says, we've been to Tiffin's half a dozen times. We love it. They even have a card on the table welcoming us back. See, that's like her boathouse. Like, they know her. They wait for her, and like she's got her spot. Pinocchio's Village House. So I need to go back to Pinocchio's Village House because I haven't been since they changed the menu in a long time. Brian Michaels says Sanaa is the best resort restaurant in my opinion. Sanaa's up there. Sanaa is up there. I have to think about that. Welcome to the Boathouse, Mr. Mangello. Would you like your usual table and your usual order? No, I like to mix things up a little bit. Sometimes I like to sit inside. Sometimes I like to sit outside. Sometimes I like to sit in a boat. Sometimes I like to be all the way in the back. When the weather's nice, sitting outside, looking over the water at sunset. Ay, Dios mío, it's a perfect night. I need to go back. And this is when I'm going to get an angry message on Messenger in about 2 seconds. I promise I'm going to take you in 2018. Patricia Rodriguez says, hello from Lima, Peru. Haven't seen Coco yet. Have seen episode 8 2 times, 39 days to Walt Disney World. I love that. I love the fact that we're able to reach people in Peru. That's awesome. Here's a quick question just for you, Patricia. What is a traditional Peruvian Christmas Eve or Christmas Day meal? I think we learn a lot about different cultures by their food, and I want to know about some of their traditions. Lisa says, I want to sit in the boat. It is fun to sit in the boat. It's also nice to sit outside, too. But, listen, I know a guy. I think I can actually make that happen. So, Angie, I'm not going to try and pronounce Zabowski. Pop says you're going to the Boathouse next Saturday. Tell him Lou sent you. In 2018, how about in 2 weeks? 2 weeks is 2018. That's when we'll make it happen. Once the kids go back to school, things lighten up a little bit. I need to go back, i.e. I have an addiction to fish and personalized chairs. No, the food is delicious. The staff is wonderful. And I just like supporting Steve Schussler any way that I can because he's a good guy and he's been a good friend for a long time. Very first video that I ever did was at the opening of T-Rex Cafe. There you go. David Herrick, Captain Cook's pulled pork nachos. Oh my God, I would kill for pulled pork nachos right now. And Captain Cook's, as the crow flies, is not that far away, but in terms of actually getting there, it's way too far. I'm going to have taco flavored Doritos instead. Angie has our Lou sent us t-shirts. You've got to take a picture at the Boathouse with him. Ask for Chef Bob to come out and take a selfie with your shirt and Chef Bob. He would love to see that. And he's like the nicest guy ever. He came to the Meat of the Month a couple weeks ago. Which, by the way, the video is up for those of you who are there, so thank you. A Southern burger at Deluxe. Oh, I would kill for a burger right now. I am a giver. I am in many ways. I'm a giver. I'm a giving kind of guy. Chef Bob probably drops off food to the Mangello house on his way home each night. He would be like Santa Claus. Could you imagine? God, I would like to. Could you imagine living with Chef Bob and what he must cook at home on the weekends, or even Chef Brandon. God, those guys are awesome. I always say I'm going to try, then I get distracted in Mexico and every country in between. You've got to do it. Pulled pork taco Doritos. Look at you, Ricky DJ Technoid Reed. We should wait a minute. We should get those t-shirts with the face on and then do a lounge crawl girls' night out. Everything about that is almost wrong. Girls' night out, I need to be a part of. No faces on shirts, not my faces anyway, on shirts, but I'm down for the lounge crawl. Although we'll need probably like a big suite, Becky, at the place where the final lounge will be like Territory Lounge, but we need to get a big suite, a Copper Creek cabin at Wilderness Lodge, and we could all just go and crash there. You make that happen, and we'll make the lounge crawl happen. We'll record it. Hey, Dios mío, we'll record it live. What do you think about that? Yikes. Cindy Mode Steppen, top restaurants include Skipper Canteen, Brown Derby, San Angel, Tiffin's, Morimoto, California Grill, Chico's, Flankfish, Blues, and we need one more. Did you not mention Boathouse in there? It's Boathouse. It's Boathouse, and it's Boathouse. Where did it just go? Jenny Owen says, my favorite has to be the lobster bisque at Chefs de France. Have to go every time we go. It's mandatory. Stephen Dean, I have been to the Polite Pig. I dig me some Polite Pig. I love the brisket sandwich there. And I get like 5 sides. Don't judge me. You got to get the cauliflower, the Brussels sprouts, the sweet potato tater tots, and what else? You would think I would say mac and cheese, but it's not the mac and cheese because it could be heavy sometimes. It's there was one other one that I like to get too. I don't know. It's delicious. Amy loved participating in the ornament exchange. Can't wait to do it again. Thank you so much to you, everybody who participated. I wish I would have brought one of the WDW Radio ornaments up with me. I don't have them with me, but thank you to everybody who participated in it. Boma breakfast with French press coffee. All right, traditional Peruvian Christmas dinner. It can be turkey or pork. Wait a minute, I can't fit this in here. Oops. Let me see if I can do it this way. No. Traditional turkey or pork with salad and Arabian rice, and after that some panettone, Italian kind of fruitcake, but Peruvian style, and hot cocoa. Everything about that sounded delicious, by the way. I like Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar when me and my buddy there. So, Elizabeth, I need to go back and do Jock Lindsay's again because they changed the menu. They have almost an entirely new menu from the last time I was there. So we need to go back, Kate. And by Kate, I mean anybody that wants to join me because I need to go back and eat there again. Yachtsman is awesome. The Brussels sprouts are awesome at Jessra. It sounds like all healthy stuff. Aaron, if you saw how they cooked it, you would realize it's not healthy. So your ornament came with Aero bars and ketchup chips. You won the ornament exchange. I mean, I got like 4 ornaments, and he's up there. You can't see him, but I have a metal, like an iron cutout of a Peter Pan silhouette, which is awesome. So I think every quick service and sit down should have a Lou recommended section. Maybe I'll have to do that I may have to put that on the blog. And I haven't written it in ages, but I'll, maybe that's what I'll have to do. Like my recommended, like appetizers and entrees and desserts around property. So, let me see. Fred Abley loves the pulled pork barbecue at Cosmic Rays. I will tell you that I think Cosmic Rays, when they changed the menu, maybe last year or so, got much better. After every cheering day, we go to a new place for food review. We can't do food reviews on Marathon Weekend. I'm a zombie, and you're very cranky getting up that early in the morning. So by day 4, we challenged to make sentences. Yeah, no kidding. That would not be podcast gold at all. Is there any food Lou would not recommend? Absolutely. There's a ton that I wouldn't recommend. If you mean at Disney specifically, there's a bunch of places I don't recommend. And usually I don't, my mom always used to say, I mean, she's actually downstairs, but my mom used to say, if you can't say something nice, don't say it. But I feel that just because I don't like something, it doesn't mean that that's not somebody's favorite restaurant. So, for example, do I think the Boardwalk Pizza window is the best pizza on property? Far from. Is it good in a pinch when Becky is stumbling back to her, Boardwalk top level penthouse suite? Does she need a little sustenance? Does the Boardwalk Pizza? Absolutely. I would not normally go for Boardwalk Pizza. Um, I ate at Pizza Rizzo, actually with the Glassner family. It was better than I expected, and I think it was a little bit better than what Pizza Planet used to be. But again, is it where I would go? Like, it would be my first choice? No, but I know that there's people who love Pizza Planet. So, Cranky is putting it lightly. Oh, I've seen Becky cranky. I've seen Becky on marathon mornings. I should get a medal just for picking up Becky. She's not pleasant. She's not pleasant. Sebastian says, Lou, you were so right about the Boathouse. The steak for two is cooked so well. Sebastian, I love to hear that. And I love that because remember, it's a Gibson's restaurant. So steak is really their specialty. They are the only restaurant to have their own USDA certification. That's how good it is. The last time I went there, I had the filet sliders, which were awesome. Wait a minute. Chef Bob is it. Speaking of not the devil, Chef Bob, we've been talking about dining at Disney World. It's no surprise that the Boathouse has come up 1,000 times, over and over again. And I just said, I wonder what it's like to be at Bob's house, like when he's cooking for his family, like on weekends. It must be amazing. But I have to bring, right after the first year, somebody who was watching has been waiting to come with me to the Boathouse for over a year. So I promised I would take her one day for lunch. I will definitely make sure it's a day that you were there so she can get the full Boathouse experience. She gets very cranky when I talk about Boathouse. But I hope that you and your family had a very Merry Christmas, and I will definitely see you after the first of the. So, is Mama Melrose's still open? It is. It is staying, from what I understand. Boathouse was said about 1,000 times. I love me some Boathouse, and I love Chef Bob, and I love Chef Brandon, and Steve Schussler is like the greatest guy on the planet. So, top 10 reasons why I love the Boathouse would be a top 20 list as well. But Luis Ramos, nice to see you as well. Luis Ramos sends me food pictures and food videos every day. I want to eat my arm every time messages comes through. Christopher Tifford Johnson, it is nice to see you as well. I had another question I wanted to ask you guys. Can't wait to go back to the Boathouse in August, says Nicole Renee. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And in August, the menu is going to be different than it is in December, than it is going to be in May. So you don't know what Chef Bob's going to have. But if they've got the seafood terrabon, mind blown. Becky Mankin, right? Good eats. And you even missed out on some of the really good parts of, Jester says, I'm going to turn it into a drinking game. Every time I say Boathouse, everybody has to take a drink or a whatever. 2018, I take little Timmy Foster out. Timmy's not a big eater. That's not his bag, baby. But Boathouse would be wasted on Timmy Foster because I don't think he would appreciate the subtle nuances that the chef puts in his food. Becky says, what was the amazing dessert? Look, I still believe that the blueberry crumble cheesecake is the best dessert I've ever had anywhere in the world. But I think you had, I don't remember which one you had. It was one that they just added to the menu. I don't remember what it is. No more. It's like a knife in my heart. Christmas has been ruined. There's no food, but I understand. But wait a minute. There's no more seafood terrabon because there's something better on the menu now, isn't there? See, now I have to go back next week. Now I have to go back and see what's on the menu that replaced the terrabon. Where's my chair? It's downstairs. My chair is downstairs. I actually had it out for Christmas. So, but I will tell you, Chef Bob, people message me and post on Facebook all the time. They go to the Boathouse looking for the chair, expecting it to actually be in the boathouse. They didn't realize I took it home with me. So, but I do have the chair downstairs for people who, like when family or friends come over who don't listen, they're like, why do you have a director's chair with your name on it? And I get to tell the story. So that was my highlight of 2017, getting my own chair at the boathouse. So, macadamia turtle pie. That's what it was. Ay, ay, ay. That's good stuff, man. The culinary team under Chef Bob it's second to none. I don't even like dessert, and I love that blueberry dessert. Don't you dare ever take that off the menu. That is so good. That is the only place I go that I actually look forward to getting dessert. So, let's see. Colin asked Luke if I made it there. 2018. I promise you, early 2018. I mean, I can't show you the Terrabon now, but I'm sure I will make Chef Bob. I will talk to Chef Bob before we go and make sure you get the full boathouse experience. So, let's see. I will never change the boat. I could never change the boathouse. It's just way too good. Amber Bramwell says, OMG, the pie. Gosh, everything is so good. If I would go there, okay, if I could go to the boathouse right now, if I go to the boathouse right now, I would probably get, I'd have to do like a little tower of seafood because it's awesome. And then I would have to decide, do I get the coriander seared tuna, which is so good? Do I also get a side of lobster mac and cheese? Do I get I have to look and see what the specials are because you got like 7 to 9 fishes of the day. Sometimes if it's lunch, even the seafood tacos are so good. And then the blueberry cheesecake for dessert. So I was tempting you with that the other day, Cindy Mode Step, and I'm telling you, you go to the boathouse, it's going to change your life. It will change your life. And as if on cue, Steve Schussler, I've been talking about the boathouse. First of all, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, happy spirit of the season. We were talking about boathouse, and magically Chef Bob appears. We were talking about it again. I was going over the menu aloud, and there you are. And somebody remind Steve Schussler that I was just saying earlier about what a good guy he is. So I have been following along your pictures. It seems like you're having a wonderful vacation. Hopefully we can chat when you get back. I sent you a text that you can see it. So, but yes, and I have a new boathouse inductee that I need to bring with me in a couple of weeks so she can get the full experience. So, Jason Saunders, the menu is so much bigger. There's so much more on the menu, and what I love is that when you go in, it's like a surprise every time, because you don't know what's going to be on the specials menu. So it's like opening up a Christmas gift because they bring in the fish fresh every day because that's the way Chef Bob rolls. So welcome to the Boathouse Corner with Lou Mangello and his chair. Listen, I love the Boathouse. I love Chef Bob. I love Chef Bramley. I love Steve Schussler. You know what I need to do? I need to do a live, wait a minute. Steve, we need to talk about this. I need to do a live show from the boathouse one night while I'm actually eating so people can see exactly what it is that I'm talking about. See? It's a win-win for everybody, especially me, because I get to eat and show people how delicious the food is. You see how big the smile I get on my face is? So yeah, we will make that happen. So, what is my all-time favorite Walt Disney World food? You're asking me as I'm talking about Boathouse, and I will tell you that there's some of the things I've had. I can't get that seafood terrabon out of my head because it's sort of like a spicy New Orleans comfort food, and I would kill for that right now. And it's so fresh, and it's on that bed of eggplant. Ay, 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 it's so good. So, Boathouse Radio, your dining vacation station. Now listen, I speak the truth because I love those people, and I love the place house. So yeah, the live stream from the Boathouse definitely needs to happen. We can do it inside. We'll do one inside. We'll do one outside. do one from the dockside bar. I'm just trying to make it so I keep going back over and over again. So, oh my God, Chef Bob, the tuna poke is so good. Oh my God, I could eat that all day, every with the avocado and the toasted. Oh my God, I'm having hot flashes. What I wouldn't give for tuna poke from the Boathouse right now. It's 8:51. I am literally tempted to go there tonight. Um, we should do a live review of Boathouse on Becky. Becky wouldn't appreciate it. Becky wouldn't appreciate it now. It's me getting Becky mad. But if you've never had the tuna poke at Boathouse, you need to because it's life changing. It's dare I say it's a life changing experience. And Chef Bob, have you seen anybody? Because I know they have. They've come in with shirts that say the WDW Radio Eating Team. Lou sent me on it. Wait, I think I can even show you what. Let me see if this will be the first time I'm doing this. So bear with me here. So you can see there are Lou sent me shirts that people wear when they come to the Boathouse. So hopefully they will. I tell them to make sure they ask for you when they go. So Steve Schussler, we will absolutely do it. Lou, I'd love to come to Peru. Our food is some of the world's best food. So good. Patricia Rodriguez, I agree. I love, 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 love Latin food. Let's not start telling the older stories. I would love to actually come to Peru. And I also want to go when I want to see some of the ruins while I'm down there too. So we can eat and then we can tour and we can go and eat again. So we need an adventures. I'm going to come up with my own excursion to Peru so we can go and eat. So is the Boathouse okay for picky eaters? Absolutely. Because the Boathouse has more than, it's not only seafood. Again, the steaks are the Gibson Steakhouse is the only one with the USDA certification. I said because it's important. So you can get steaks. There are sliders. There are chickens. There are salads. There's a little bit of everything. So yes, anybody can eat at Boathouse. Look, my daughter's a picky eater, and every single day, if I ask her where she wants to go eat, that's what they say. Today they said, let's go to Boathouse for lunch. I'm like, kids, come on. Dad's got to work. I mean, I thought about it, but it was already 2:30. So my daughter and I will wear them next Saturday for sure, says Angie Zibatowski. Gosh, I want to know how to pronounce your name. Jennifer, you were a class. It is nice to see you as well. And no, you cannot go without me. You wore your Lou sent me shirt to your family Thanksgiving. I love that, Amber Bramble. And if that's true, when you have pictures, I would kill to see that. Stephanie Perry Bullock says, I eat zero seafood. I still love the Boathouse. See, another reason why I love Stephanie Perry Bullock too. Stephen and Bob, you need to name a dish after Lou. I think Chef Bob tried to name a drink after me, and I couldn't come up with something in terms of, I'm not a huge drinker, so I couldn't think of something in terms of something that I drink a lot. But I did get the chair, so the chair is a big deal. Lisa says, wait a second, I think I just missed it. Lisa said, if anybody's actually playing the Boathouse drinking game, you have to scrape them off the floor. Oh, there you go. Let's schedule it. I will gladly be Machu Picchu in Cusco and delicious food in Lima. Done and done. And I will and Jeff Bob, yes, I will sort of start scouting locations for a Boathouse in Peru. So. If I can't find anybody to go to Boathouse, Jake, that's usually not a problem. Finding people that want to go to Boathouse with me is not usually the issue. Finding time to be able to take the people that I want and need to take, that's where the trouble starts to come in. So, I want the Boathouse to I would go there every day, almost. So, Janet Harp, it's nice to see you. Blueberry crumble cheesecake, says Judy Pavarini. Jeff Cap, it's good to see you as well. Okay, I'll be out at the end of next month, and it'll be my only trip next year. You and me at the Boathouse. Let's do it. Stand solo. It's a date, my friend. I promise. I promise. I promise. As long as my schedule can accommodate. So, Jersey Lou and the Raiders of the Boathouse Fridge. Kristen, I will see you next week. Safe travels down and have a happy new year. Aaron Taylor, it is nice to see you, late or not. Wow, is it almost not? God, time, guys, goes by so fast. I always keep saying I'm going to do a show for an hour, go for 45 minutes, and look how quickly 90 minutes has already gone by. So, Kimmy Walker, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Christmas to you as well, Kimmy. I hope you guys are doing as well. John, your quick video of your Lou-inspired home office remodel is up on the Box People page. Please review. Thank you. Speaking of which, thank you for the reminder. If you are not a member of the WDW Radio Box People page, I would encourage you to open up a second browser window, open it up on your phone, and go to www.radio.com/boxpeople. I'm going to be making some changes in 2018, and I will tell you that a lot of the conversations that I want to have, I really want, right now they're sort of scattered among many groups and multiple pages. We're going to sort of focus that down a little bit. So if you are not a member of the Box People WW Radio group, I would ask you to do so now, because that's where some good stuff is going to happen starting next year. Chris says, Boathouse. I'm so drunk right now. Obviously, you're playing the Boathouse game. Liz Driscoll, it is so good to see you. I will admit that I like seeing you more in person here than I do at 3 o'clock in the morning on marathon weekend for obvious reasons. But I'm looking forward to seeing you as well, like in a few days or like a week, something like that. Time flies when you're talking about food. I think that's why my time flies so quickly, because I'm always talking about food. I'm always hungry. Dave Coyle says, I do miss when you play DJ during box nights. We'll have to make that happen again. I'll have to pull up some of my old 80s mixes. Actually, my mother, I can't do it from here. My mother brought in another giant tub of stuff from Lou's childhood that I'll have to post some pictures. There's Star Wars stuff in there. There's lots of videotapes in there. I need to get a converter. There's some VHSCs. There's some big videotapes. Many are probably embarrassing and will never see the light of day. And there's some really neat stuff in there I'll have to share maybe next week. So, John Jones, can't wait for you to come home. Can't wait for you to come back here as well. Alexander Kelly, it's nice to see you. Sorry that you lost the feed. Jonathan Harville, it has been forever since you've been on. Welcome back. It is good to see you again. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out how to do a couple of the other. I forgot to post some of the other graphics that I had in there. You think all the videotapes should be screened? Yes, I will screen them outside the presence of anybody else. Sean Embry says 171 days to Alaska, 291 days to ABD. I'm excited for both, and I will tell you, and since I made the graphic, let me find it. If you are not coming with us to Alaska, we actually still have just a few cabins left. Becky, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that we still do have a couple of cabins still at the day one, like special Mouse Fan Travel super duper special rate. I believe that's true, but either way, go to www.radio.com/Alaska18. We're going in June. The perfect time to go. Kids are out of school. It's a great way and certainly place to celebrate. Alaska, I keep saying all the time, is my favorite itinerary. I promise you, dare I say, guarantee you, an amazing time. And if you've never cruised in a group before, there is nothing like going with. It's like going with family, because it really is. That's, you can see from our conversations tonight. That's exactly what it is like. So, again, you can look. See, Becky, I did the right look. I even added a Mouse Fan Travel link right there for you. So, Becky says some are even getting up to $700 per current rates. We have opening day rates. $700, man. You could buy a lot of salmon with $700. So, being a box person means never having to say you're hungry. So, who from here, from this group who's watching live or on the replay, who is coming to Alaska with us on the Wonder? Elizabeth, we are going on the Wonder, which I love the smaller ships. It's just gone through oh my gosh, Tiana's. I almost forgot about Tiana's place. Oh my God. New Orleans inspired food. It is so good. Lisa Denota Glassner says she is so excited. You have never been on a Disney cruise or never been on that ship. It's going to be, oh my God, the fun we're going to have. Is there a ballpark price? Kendall, you're better off just reaching out, or Becky, why don't you just ping Colin? I don't want to even say because I don't even know. Father George, man, let me tell you something. It is a party, and I'm not kidding. When Father George cruises with you, you know it is a good time. We are going to have a blast. Sean Embry, Jenna Chenoweth loves him. Everybody loves Mouse Fan Track. So good. So good. Oh, my gosh. As I'm starting to think about it, Becky, we need to talk about those excursions that I sent you. Is subscribing to the box the same as subscribing to the WDW Radio page? So, no, there's a WDW Radio Facebook page, and there's also a WDW Radio group. And I'll explain after the first of the year why I want really I want a lot of the conversations, and I want the presidents really to be at the group, because I think it encourages discussion a lot more easily, as well as contributions from you guys. So, again, if you go to www.com/boxpeople, it'll take you right to the Facebook page. Just go ahead and like it there. And again, maybe you want to invite some of your friends that are members of your extended family, members of other groups, into the conversation. Again, we've got some pretty fun stuff we are going to do next year. So Becky says it starts at $21.64 per person. One or two, I guess, for first and second person in there. Elizabeth says, with your prediction from last week on the buyout of Marvel from Universal in the next few years or so, do I think they'll put all the Marvel stuff in Hollywood Studios as part of further refurbishment, or do I see the Marvel goodness being spread out over all 4 parks? Yes, I see it being spread out, not over all 4 parks. It obviously, it's going to have a presence in Epcot. I don't necessarily know that it would all set in Disney's Animal Kingdom in terms of the messaging and the theming. But I do believe, and again, you've heard me talk about Tomorrowland for a long, long time. I do believe it can and will be spread primarily between Magic Kingdom and Disney's Hollywood Studios. I don't think you're going to see a ton more Marvel-specific stuff necessarily in Epcot until the big expansion happens. Did I say that out loud? Until the big expansion happens. So, John Jones, great price. VHS converters. I'm going to have to make that happen. So, Becky says, feel free to PM me with any question. Back to you. Colin Kendall, you absolutely have to get on a group trip. It is a lot of fun. Don't take my word for it. You can just ask the people who. Oops. Let's do this. You could ask the people who have been on group trips before, or watch some of the videos about what a good time that we've had. So, and I will tell you that in terms of looking forward to 2018, that the Alaska cruise is one of the things that's a keystone in my year in terms of what I'm looking forward to. But I want to know from you, what are you most looking forward to in 2018? And what I mean is not necessarily from a personal perspective, but from a, we'll call it a Disney perspective, or even a WDW Radio perspective. What is it that you're most looking forward to? Is it the movies? Is it the theme parks? Is it is something else? Is maybe the finalization of the Fox deal? What are you looking forward to in 2018? If you've never done a Disney cruise, which itinerary? I would probably choose, David, I would probably go ship first, because for me, the ships are most important. I actually love Castaway Key. That is my favorite part. So I would maybe, if you want to sort of dip your toe in the water, you do a 3 or 4 day cruise on Dream, um, and make sure it's right for you. I love the 5 day double dip to Castaway Key, but if you're a first time cruiser, you probably do want to go and see Nassau. You want to see, or even Western Caribbean is really too. Um, and then you can start sort of picking out the itineraries that or the ships that you want. So um, gondolas, Toy Story Land, a lot of Toy Story Land, toys. Wow, lots of Toy Story Land. Spending time with my Disney family in March. That's what I'm looking forward to. Becky says, don't do a 3, do 4 at a minimum. I agree. I only say 3 in terms of people sometimes hesitation. I think 3 is tough because you get on and next thing you know, you're packed ready to get off again. Um, let's see. Theme park update, saving for a big Disney trip in 2019. Maybe even a group trip with the WDW family. That's the way to do it. Oh, and wait till you hear about some of the group trips that we're planning. Let's see. Elizabeth says 3 or 4 nights Bahamas on the Magic with the Marvel Day at Sea thing. That's a touch too. I wish they did the Marvel Day at Sea from down here as opposed to just from the east. Stuart Landis can't wait for Alaska. And I am doing well, thank you. You are going to love Alaska if you have never done it before. Larry's looking forward to his family trip in July. Did you catch the gondolas in the Disney commercial? I didn't see the commercial. I do have some friends who are very closely connected to the gondola development, and I've seen some artwork and some designs that are beautiful. Like, it's going to be a very interesting dynamic to see how some people use it, I think, as an attraction, and some people use it as a conveyance, because I think it's going to be both. So Angie's looking forward to closing on your DVC purchases and using it. Where are you? Where are your DVC points going to be based out of? Based in? Let's see. Laurel's waiting for the parks. It's been too long since your last trip. And with the motion sickness, been on a Disney cruise, really want to go, but my husband and daughter don't want to out. Shanna, there's been people in our groups that have had motion sickness and have been able to travel okay on a Disney ship as opposed to some of the other cruise lines because they do have the big stabilizers. I would also think about the time of year that you go and the itinerary. Sometimes if you go during hurricane season, that last day coming back at night sometimes could be a little on the rough side. I personally have never experienced it, but between the band and some of the things that you can take, a lot of people really haven't said they've had a lot of issues with it. Again, I don't have that sensitivity, so I can't speak to it. Sean Wall, it is nice to see you. Hope you had a good holiday and New Year. Purchasing resale for Saratoga Springs, which is the new sort of hot place to be because of its proximity to Disney Springs and the aforementioned boathouse. So, let's see. We still think of an Edison event. Yeah, there's actually been. I have been talking with the folks at the Edison when I do the Hard Hat tour. So there are talks about doing something in early 2018, but stay tuned. Stay tuned. Let me see. Let me just catch up on a couple of things. It's 9:15 already. All right, so let me ask you the final question then, maybe of the evening. As we look back on 2017, what has been your favorite or most memorable WDW radio related memory? And that can be a show, an interview, a live broadcast, a special event, something that we did together as a group. It could be an episode of the show. It could be anything at all. I want to know, as you sort of look back on 2017, anything that sort of sticks out to you of a memorable WW Radio moment or event that you carried with you. Disney Saratoga Springs, your home away from home for your boathouse vacation. It's funny because it's true, because it's so close. You can just eat, engorge yourself, and then stretchy pants walk yourself over to your home resort. So, Martin Shergold says Kona Cafe and Sushi live from D23, says Brett Bow. John Momentum Workshop. I appreciate you, brother. Melanie Jones says Momentum 23. Larry Stockholm says live broadcast at D23. The live show with all the announcements from D23. Yeah, that was great being able to live broadcast from there. Brett Abley with a lot of momentum love in here. I love it. Let's see. Colin Kendall says just getting to know the Box family online. There's nothing quite like it. Thank you, man. I really appreciate. Look, you are the reason. Like individually and collectively, the reason why the Box family is what it is. Ed says hanging with my man Stan Solo at Ohana. I like everything about that because they're hanging out together and they're doing it over giant skewers of meat. Getting to meet you, Indiana, for the first time, making amazing running friends. I remember we met at the Tomorrowland Terrace. It wasn't Marathon Weekend. Was it Marathon Weekend? No, it wasn't Marathon Weekend, but I know we met there. It was cold, so maybe it was. The Ornament Exchange, the 500 show, the Food and Wine. Finding the show says Lexi D's. Lexi, welcome. Thank you. When I called in to share with you guys my Make-A-Wish experience with my trip to Walt Disney World, I do remember that. The broadcast from D23, the 500th show, a lot of nostalgia. Box friends with the Box one. Yeah, that was a chaotic day, but a lot of fun. My memories being introduced to you and your podcast this year. A friend got me addicted, and I've never looked back. Can't wait to see what 2018 has in store. Stephanie, thank you so much. Angie, love the Ornament Exchange. I want to thank the Ornament Exchange elf, who will remain nameless, so this person's elf status, remains secret, but it couldn't have happened without him or her. Driving home after graduating from college, listening to your show. I listened during every drive and got a little emotional on the last trip. Oh, thank you, Kyle. A lot of D23s, the 500th, following along on the Asia trip. Oh, gosh, that was so good. It seemed like ages ago. Italy Pavilion with Becky. Oh, sucking up's not going to help you anyway with her. Love cheering races this year. Marathon weekend on jackets with me and Becky. Then Wine and Dine and donuts. The Wine and Dine donuts was so much better than jackets in the cold. Meeting David in Tomorrowland, Epcot Christmas show. Let's see. The Disney Quest and the Quest Marla Chan. Oh my God, I love seeing Marla Chan multiple times this year. My Wednesday evening ritual, says Amanda Bond. Love this. Love you. The Epcot Christmas show was great. Ricky says WWE has been one of the best and most important things in my life. So wow, dude, you're gonna make me cry. Love the Box People family show 500. Live review in Epcot with Martin. Love seeing with Martin. The Ornament, a lot of love for the Ornament Exchange. I dig this. Show 5 has to be at the top. Well, I will tell you that we will be, I'm planning to do a show recapping 2017, and then we'll do one where we sort of look forward to 2018, because I think there are some things that I want to share and other people want to share as well. So like the Candlelight Processional. Martin, I'm not crying. You're crying. Watching the weekly live shows while at my son's Taekwondo class. I dig that. I'm a martial arts guy myself. I love the fact that he's taking Taekwondo. It builds strength, mentally and physically, and discipline, and I love it. I think not all kids, but I think martial arts for kids is such a great thing. So, let's see. D23 was amazing. Got no work done. It's all right. Don't have to worry about that. I think my ornament pin, Marla Chan. D23 was awesome. Your positivity. Noticed a lot of negativity on some Disney forums. It's so refreshing to hear your positivity. Kyle, Luca, thank you so very much, man. It's who I am. So that's why it's what comes through on the show. And I think, I believe that we're magnets for the people that we want to attract. And I think that's why the community that you guys have created is so strong. It has gotten bigger and better in 2017. And that is all because of you guys. My most favorite part was helping my daughter through her first semester at college, the live show on Wednesday nights. That's amazing to hear and incredibly humbling. But this is all you guys. Um, I will save my waxing poetic and incredible sappiness for the 2017 recap show. But as we start to sort of wind up our final live show on Wednesdays for the year, um, this has been, you know, to say it's the best year ever, but still not the best to come is the way that I would wrap it up. And I know that's sort of an overused term, but it is. From a personal business, from a community perspective, so many amazing things have happened this year, and it's because of you. I would not be where I am today in many different respects had it not been for you. And I speak to you one on one as the individual that's watching, and I speak to you as the box people, the WDW family, the WDW nation. Um, it's been a remarkable year to watch that part of our community grow, and your help and love and support through the nation has gone a very long way to making some of the things happen that have happened this year, and making some of the positive changes that are going to come in the next year and years to come happen. So to anybody who is a part of the nation, whether you joined this week, this month, this year, or you've been part for the past couple of years, I appreciate you so very much, because you do really help to keep all this happen. But all of you do, simply by your presence, by your sharing, by your love, by the comment, by everything you do. And I'm grateful to you, and I'm grateful for you, and I promised myself I'm not going to get choked up, but I'm getting choked up. So I'm going to continue to dig my nails into my hands, so I don't get all sappy weepy. But I don't say this lightly, and I don't say this a lot, but I truly love you. I love you and appreciate you, whether we have met yet or not. We aren't just friends; we are family, and you guys being there continue to prove that to me. So you gave me again my best gift. The first question I asked you was your favorite gift you gave or received this year. The best gift I got this year was you, uh, and not me trying to be, uh, you know, uh, I'm not trying to sound like a Hallmark card, but it's true. As I sort of sat and I reflected on this year, I kept on coming back to this community and the fun that we have had, and the incredible memories that we have, and it wouldn't be without you. So I love you. I appreciate you. I'm thankful for you. And while 2017 has been the best year ever, it's not going to be the best is still yet to come. And there's a lot of things planned for 2018. Some of them that Becky knows about, some of them that she doesn't. But I want our family to continue to thrive and grow. And I ask you, as I do every single week, to please help spread the word, especially now as people are turning the corner to the new year and getting back into the swing of things. Your guys' help in sharing on Facebook and Twitter and elsewhere is incredibly helpful. So I really want to try and make a push this year to grow our nation family. Please don't forget to join the community and become a member of the WDW Box People group on Facebook. Again, thanks to everybody who is part of the WDW Nation. If you are in town for Marathon Weekend, don't forget that the meet of the month, I'm going to get this right, whatever, right here. The meet of the month is going to be Saturday, January 6th. And again, we still do have some spots available for Alaska. I am so sorry I did not get a chance to do any call-ins tonight on the show, but we'll get back to it again next week. Next week is the second, third, so we'll be back right after the first of the year, and kick things off with our 2017 year in review. And WDW Nation, I'm going to come out to you to look for some help with that. So from me to you, I love and appreciate you guys. Thank you for all that you do. I hope that you have a wonderful, happy, safe, delicious, blessed new year, and I look forward to seeing you again in 2018. See ya.